We had stopped at current assets and the small finer details inside current assets. If you remember, we had also discussed about the balance sheet format. Have you written this down in your notes? The other day, I guess we have written it down, right? So if we can just quickly recall what was the structure of balance sheet. First, we had shareholders funds inside. So ekdam title would be equity and liability. Equity and liability ke andar shareholders funds. Inside shareholders funds, we have two major points: share capital and share reserves, or reserves and surplus. Reserves and surplus, one more term used in Ind AS is other equity. Right? Huh. Share capital is nothing but money which is introduced in the business to start the business. It's like equity only. It's the core capital of the business. Okay. The initial could be one, and if you are issuing FPOs, if you remember that, further public offer, but again for the core purpose, then that will also get added to share capital. Okay. So share capital is main money invested in the business, and reserves and surplus is nothing but what? Returns that we get on the capital. So if you remember, we said that if capital is less and reserves and surplus are way too higher, is it a good sign or a bad sign? Good sign. And exactly reverse scenario, a huge capital with a very less reserves. Bad sign. Who can interpret this for me? Huge capital and very less reserves. Bad sign, agreed. But what is the interpretation? Not income. Wait. Incomes and expenses you should not talk in balance sheet. Okay, you may say that you are putting a lot of money in your business. You're trying to expand your business aggressively. So to expand business, you are borrowing funds. Instead of using the word borrowing funds, I can say I'm raising funds from the owners of the company. Because the moment you're saying borrowing funds, we are talking about liability rather than equity. Okay, so you're taking rounds of money from your shareholders, from your existing promoters maybe. You are investing it in the business, but the returns which are being generated, the reserves and surplus, returns being generated, reserves that are kept aside, that is very low. Okay. So now tell me logically, which company there's a greater chance, there's a greater probability that X company will give more dividend, more bonus, or it will not give. How can I decide whether a company will give bonus or dividend? If reserves and surplus are very high, are there chances that it will give bonus and dividend, or reserves and surplus are very low? Very high. Okay, so the moment you have more and more of reserves and surplus, company is going to distribute that at some point of time. Company क्या करेगी खुद के पास रख के? How can it distribute these reserves and surplus? By giving either dividend, by giving maybe bonus shares. Correct? So whenever you're talking about investing in a company with very high reserves, that's a positive sign, and you are yourself gaining more chances of getting bonus shares or dividend. Okay. The next discussion that we had done was for non-current liabilities versus current liabilities. And do you remember what was the difference between these two? Non-current liability is payable after 1 year, and current liability is payable within a period of 1 year. Okay. Then we had discussed about current assets and non-current assets. Current assets is nothing but money which can be converted into a cash and cash equivalent within a period of 1 year, and money which will be converted into cash and cash equivalent after a period of 1 year, that will be non-current asset. That is where we had stopped, and inside current assets we had discussed what would be the major different subtopics. Is this okay? So if I go back to shareholders funds now versus non-current liabilities, today we are going to start with a very important concept, a very important ratio. Today is the first time that I'm going to introduce any ratio to you. For that, we must understand what is the breakup of non-current liabilities. Okay, so first of all, inside non-current liabilities, I'll just quickly show you what are the different components which can come up. Okay, who can tell me a simple example for a non-current liability? Money is payable after 1 year, agreed. But what could this be? Non-current liability, very simple, I'm asking. Long-term loan, absolutely. If I've taken a long-term bank loan, then it means that money is payable after a specific time. Generally would be after 1 year. If you remember the other day, we had discussed EMI within payable within 1 year. Then we had split it up, na? Non-current, current, non-current, current. Yes? Yes, 5 years we had split it up. Exactly. So now what we are trying to do is that we are trying to analyze what is the ratio of your liabilities versus your equity. Okay, why are we comparing this ratio? Liability means what? In simple words, I can say it's debt. Okay, let me spell it out for you. Liability is nothing but what? Debt. I generally prefer to spell this out because in one of the batches which I was taking, again, a person from non-commerce background, but he heard death. So he had written death to equity ratio. It's not death to equity, it is debt to equity ratio. Be silent. So what do we mean by debt? It is nothing but liability. Money is payable. Okay. So what could be a difference between debt and equity? The simplest difference is that debt is loan funds and equity is own funds. Let me repeat. Debt is loan funds and equity is own funds. I'll give you a very simple example. Okay, assume that we are talking about a very rough and small example. Okay, assume that these three are money lenders. Okay, and you all are investors. Okay, I'm in need of money. I ask these people that will you lend me money? So they say that yes, we'll lend you money, but 12% rate of interest लगेगा. Okay, I say ठीक है, 12% rate of interest, fair enough. But then I start to feel that just in case I don't make profit, then what? That I should need some people who are ready to lend me money, but they don't want a fixed return. You are all wanting a fixed return of how much percent? 12%. Okay, these people now they say that we are ready to lend you money, but we don't need any fixed percentage as such. You can pay at your own pace, and I'm very happy, very good. I'm ready to pay at my own pace. इतने अच्छे नेक इंसान कहाँ से आ गए? But what are they saying? They are saying is that we are ready to give you money, but we directly want to become owners of your company. हिस्सा दे दो हमको तुम्हारी कंपनी में. Okay, so for example, assume that I had 100% of my company. These people are saying that we will become 40% owners of your company and 60% let it stay with you. But because we are now the owners of the company, what is the typical feature of an owner? Owner will not take any fixed return, but owner is ready to take the risks. Owner is ready to enjoy the rewards. Okay, so whenever you all are giving me money with no expected return, you all are owners or lenders? Owners, and these will be lenders. Okay, those who are demanding a fixed rate of return, they are lenders, and those who are not demanding a fixed rate of return, but you are saying that we will become owners of the company, you will, so we would take a share in your company, you would be the owners of the company. Is this okay? Yes. So whenever I'm talking about this ratio, debt is to equity. Can I say it is nothing but which funds to which funds? Loan funds is to own funds. Simple till here? Yes. We are going to understand the logics very nicely. First, let us just check. In non-current liability, you can see how much is borrowing for L&T. 2,391 crores. Okay, the note number you can see here is 19. Okay, I'll just... Okay, well, note number 19, you have some loans in the nature of debentures. If you remember the other day I told you, bonds and debentures. Bonds and debentures both are examples of what? Debt or equity? Debt. Okay. What is the difference between bond and a debenture? So generally in Indian context, we say that bonds are instruments, financial instruments, which give us a fixed rate of return, but which are generally issued by the government. हम government bonds बोलते हैं. This is specifically in Indian scenario, okay? And whenever private companies or public limited companies or listed, whatever is the case, companies, not government, they issue certain financial instruments which bear a fixed rate of return, that will be known as debentures. Okay. So there are many companies. In fact, yesterday only, I guess, I was giving you, the previous lecture was giving you an example about Shriram Transport Finance Corporation. मैंने शायद आपको होम लोन का एग्जांपल बताया था या नहीं बताया था? नहीं. Okay. So maybe in the other class I told this example. Shriram Transport Finance Corporation had come up with a debenture issue which closed yesterday or day before yesterday. wherein they were ready to give almost 9.75% rate of return. Acha, fixed or fluctuating? Fixed rate of return, 9.75%. Can I say that's a very good investment opportunity? Yes. So what is the problem? Problem is that only a company is issuing it. It's not a bank which is issuing it. So security, safety, trust of bank versus company. Trust कहाँ पे ज़्यादा है? Bank में ज़्यादा है rather than a company. Okay. But then always remember this thumb rule. Higher risk, high probable returns. I always say high probable returns. Many people say high risk, high return. Okay. Then if you it does not mean that high risk will be equal to high returns. No? Then in this case, I should invest in Jet Airways without any second doubt. High risk, I'll definitely get high returns. No one can say definitely will get high returns. That is why what you should say, high risk, high probable returns. Okay. So coming back to our example, 9.75% almost we are getting a rate of return. Am I asking for ownership in Shriram Transport Finance Corporation if I'm investing in debentures? No. What am I saying? By give me fixed rate of return. So for Shriram Transport Finance Corporation, would it be like own funds or would it be like loan funds? It would be like loan funds. Okay. Debentures generally come with a maturity period of minimum 3 years. इसमें slabs रहते हैं. Some debentures could be 3 years maturity. Some debentures could be 5 years maturity. Some debentures could be 10 years maturity. So the one which I have opted for is 3 years maturity. In the company's balance sheet, not in my balance sheet, in the company's balance sheet, would it be a liability or would it be an asset? It would be a liability because they have borrowed money from me and they are liable to pay me back. Number one. When are they liable to pay back the money to me? After the end of 3 years. So is this a non-current liability or a current liability? It's a non-current liability. And that is what exactly L&T has also done. Here you can see you have secured, redeemable, non-convertible, fixed rate debentures. Okay. So many terms. Okay. We need not know all these things because if I start teaching what is a secured debenture, redeemable, non-convertible, fixed rate, whatever, these all are terms in itself and these are nothing but features of the debenture. These are the features of the debenture. What do we mean by feature? I'll explain one. Secured debenture kya hota? I'll tell you because this is one of the most important features of any debenture. What do we mean by secured debenture? Company has issued the debentures, agreed. But tomorrow if the company goes into liquidation, then what? Is my question. Company agar puri bankrupt ho jati hai, then what? Will I still get my money? Answer is yes if it is a secured debenture. Money is secured. But if it's an unsecured debenture and tomorrow if company goes into liquidation, I'll not receive any money. So whenever you are investing in debentures, always check this very first word whether it's secured or non-secured. Now have you understood this? So these are the various features, whether it's redeemable or not, whether it's convertible or non-convertible, whether it's fixed rate or fluctuating rate. Even this is very easily be understandable. Fixed rate or a fluctuating rate debenture. Okay, so this would be a fixed rate debenture by L&T. Okay, now basic financial management or basic financial planning, basic financial decisions, let us understand. Yes. No, not the government. The question is that if the company is going into liquidation, then what would happen? Who would actually give us the money? So I'll give you a simple example for this. Assume that company had raised 1 lakh rupees. Company had issued 1 lakh rupees. It's a very small example, I know, but still 1 lakh rupees as debentures. 1 lakh rupees worth debentures they had issued. Okay, quickly tell me, this is a current liability, non-current liability? Non-current liability, first of all. Okay. Now the next question is, they are issuing these debentures, agreed, but I'm asking tomorrow if your company goes into liquidation, then what? Then they say that don't worry, we are creating a charge against this asset, this liability, we are creating a charge. So generally there is an asset on which a charge is created rather than a liability on which charge is created. Let's say example is plant and machinery. They'll create a charge on plant and machinery. Okay, I'll tell you, don't worry. If you were to buy a home loan, okay, does the bank directly give you whatever money you want? No. What would they ask for? security. They would ask you for a charge on the asset. Means what? What is the security? Tomorrow if you don't pay the home loan, then what will happen? They'll confiscate our house and then they'll take back their proceeds. Similarly, I'm saying that I have given you a loan of 1 lakh rupees. I'm the debenture holder. I'm telling the company I have given you a loan of 1 lakh rupees. Tomorrow if you don't pay, then what? Then what are they going to do? Then they're going to sell off their plant and machinery, and whatever money comes out from the plant and machinery, that will be given to the debenture holder. That is a secured debenture. I'll give you one more example. If you want a home loan, if you want a vehicle loan, you go to the bank and you say, I want a 1 lakh rupees vehicle loan. Does bank directly say, Mubarako, 1 lakh, take it? No. What will happen, tell me? First of all, what will be the question? If you don't pay, then what? If you don't repay, then what? So what will happen, tell me? First, they'll ask for a security. What is the security? Vehicle loan के लिए security क्या होती है? The vehicle itself. Vehicle itself is. So I was talking about secured debenture and a charge being created on that. So let me just quickly repeat the example for you. I have given 1 lakh rupees to company A. Let us say A Limited. I am the investor. I have given 1 lakh rupees to A Limited. Okay. In return, A Limited has given me a debenture. Okay. Debenture is a financial instrument. And on this financial instrument, assume that I am going to get 9.75% return. Okay. Now I ask A Limited that tomorrow, if your company goes bankrupt, then what? Will I get my money back? What is the answer? Yes or no? Answer is yes. Why? Because they have kept their plant and machinery secured against issue of these debentures. So, कल अगर company बंद पड़ जाती है तो company क्या करेगी? They'll sell all their assets, they'll get the money and they'll pay their debts. So, whenever they sell plant and machinery, who has the first right to get that money? The debenture holder, because the debentures were secured against plant and machinery. Okay, I was giving you one or two more examples. I'll quickly repeat it for you again. If I were wanting a vehicle loan, you are bankers, you are giving me a vehicle loan. Okay, you give me 1 lakh rupees. What is the security that I offer? The vehicle itself. Tomorrow if I don't pay you EMI, what you will do? You will confiscate the vehicle and take back your money. You will sell it and take back your money. Right. So whenever we are talking about any loan, any debenture, what is important? You have to check whether it is a secured or an unsecured, secured or non-secured or unsecured basically. So secured debenture समझ में आ गया? And I was telling that these are the different features: fixed rate, fluctuating rate, secured, unsecured, whatever. So all these are what? Debentures. If you remember the original discussion, debentures में 3 years का आपका repayment period था, right? In this case, what will happen? Tell me. It will be a non-current liability. Is this own funds or is this loan funds? This is loan funds. So I hope यहाँ तक okay, right? For those who are watching on online mode, अभी एक बीच में there was a gap of 25 minutes almost due to technical delay. तो आपको लगेगा ये पूरा repeat क्यों हो गया? तो maybe ये repeat आपको होगा because एक short technical delay आ गया था. Okay. So moving on, we were talking about different other debentures. Now here you can see unsecured debentures. Now I hope you are understanding the meaning. Unsecured debentures means what? अगर कल company बंद पड़ गई तो the debenture holder, will he get any money or he will not get any money? He will not get any money. That's an unsecured debenture. Simple? Yes. So all these debentures are nothing but various loans, like loans that the company has taken. Now you can see even term loan. Okay, some term loans that they have taken. These many crore rupees of term loans that they have taken. But now if we लोन है ये तो समझ में आ गया, डिबेंचर से पैसा रेज किया ये तो समझ में आ गया. क्वेश्चन इज वेदर दिस इज अ ह्यूज नंबर और दिस इज नॉट अ ह्यूज नंबर. दैट इज द ओनली कंसर्न नाउ. सो फॉर दैट इफ वी वर टू चेक what is the ratio of own funds and loan funds, then it will be easy for us to compare whether this debt is high or not. So now if you check how much own funds does L&T have, everyone tell me quickly. Own funds total कितना equity है उनका? Total equity. So now understand, own funds में other equity भी आ जाएगा. We are not talking about only equity, we are talking about total equity now. Total equity means what? Let us understand. See, you all were the owners of my company. You invested in my company and the company generated reserves, company generated surplus basically. This surplus belongs to whom? To the lenders or to the owners? Belongs to the owners. So that will get added to equity only. Okay. So this is the 280 is the money with which the business was started. Okay. But how much the business has generated? 52,270. So this totality of 52,550, एक अगर हम example लेते that if L&T stops working today is 31st March and today L&T stops working, this 52,550 will be distributed to whom? To the owners or to the lenders? This will be distributed to the owners, because this is the money that they are earning because they had risked out the original capital. Is this okay? If bank starts saying, oh, इतना profit कमाया, हमको भी दे दो थोड़ा. What question will I ask the bankers? Did you take a risk? Did you take a risk or you wanted a fixed return? Banks, you wanted a fixed return. When you gave me a loan, you wanted a fixed return. So you have not taken any risk. Why will I give you any returns? Those who took the risk, those who did not demand any fixed return from me, I'll give them returns. But those who are demanding a fixed rate of return, I can't give you any additional return. Okay. So last time, this 52,270 belongs to whom? Belongs to company, basically equity holders. So this entire money, 52,550, which is equity capital plus other equity. So equity capital plus reserves and surplus. This entire money belongs to whom last time? Belongs to owners, equity holders. So this is what we call as equity. इसीलिए आपको सामने भी दिखेगा, इसके लिखे total equity. Total owned funds is total equity. Simple. Now if you want to check what is the total loan funds, total loan funds is like your total non-current liability. Non-current liability is your total basically debt component that we call. Okay, so what is the total debt component if you check? So it would be 2445.62 provisions, and that let us keep it aside. I'll tell you what is provisions afterwards. So main is this, how much we have a financial liability. Borrowing kitna kiya hai, other financial liability kitna hai, that is a debt. Okay, so tell me what is the total debt? 2,445. So let us round it off to 2,500. How much is the owner's funds? 52,500. So 2,500 ka debt and 52,500 ka equity. Can I say equity is much higher than your debt? Good sign or bad sign? Good sign. They don't need fund, they don't need debt. Okay, so whenever we are talking about a company which has less debt and more equity, is that a good sign? So basically यहाँ पे risk कम है ना business को. कल अगर थोड़ा sale drop भी हो गया, तो that will not create any big problem. Okay, so this debt to equity ratio, rather than telling us where to invest, definitely it's an indicator where we should not invest. This can be a direct indicator, a standalone indicator. हाँ, मैं generally क्या बोलती हूँ आपको? That don't check only one indicator and say whether to buy or sell. But this is a sole indicator which will tell you stay away. It's very risky. When will that parameter come as stay away? It's very risky when debt is excessively high as compared to equity. Is this okay? First we'll write a quick note, and on money control I'll show you which companies to stay away from, which have heavy debt. Okay, but then again, heavy debt is heavy risk, and then some people will say, आज कुछ तूफानी करते हैं. If it is heavy risk, then we are ready to be the risk takers and we might enjoy high returns, agreed. But then I am telling you, if you are not a person who is ready to take a lot of risk, don't even look at these stocks. Okay, yes. So first we'll write down about non-current liability into bracket debt. No. If you're talking from your own perspective, if you have put money in FD in a bank, it's like your investment, na? For bank, it's a loan. Liability basically. Huh. No, wait. This thumb rule you can't apply. Debt to equity thumb rule you can't apply for a bank. That's a very important observation. Fantastic question. First understand what he said. For a bank, Okay, I am a bank. You all have invested in FD in my with me. Everyone has put 2 crore rupees of FD with me. For you all, it's an investment. For you all, it's an asset. But for me, as a bank, it's a liability. Why is it a liability? I have taken money from you, and that money after maturity, I am payable. I mean, the money is payable. Agreed? Yes. But then he's saying, madam, then you have a lot of debt. Okay, this ratio does not hold true for a bank. If you know this, I'll show you some balance sheet of bank also. This format is not applicable for banks. Banks have a totally different format of balance sheet. Okay, you will say, madam, abhi lag raha tha that we have started to understand the balance sheet format. But then just we come to know that the balance sheet format for a bank is different. Okay, but don't worry, not for variety. Mainly banks is completely different. Then for insurance companies also it's a little bit different, not much. Other all types of entities, it will be same. Okay, so banks you can't consider this ratio. Can I say you can't consider it because it is their main business only, na? Business ही वही है, debt ले लो, debt सामने invest करो. So it will not be applicable. So let us move on. Debt. So we are talking about what? Non-current liabilities into bracket debt. Non-current liabilities into bracket debt. It is also called as what? Own funds लिखेंगे या loan funds लिखेंगे? It is also called as loan funds. Write down. If loan funds are excessively higher, if loan funds are excessively higher as compared to what? Own funds into bracket. Own funds मतलब है क्या? Equity. It is very risky. It is very risky to invest in such companies. It is very risky to invest in such companies. So for L&T, can I say this ratio is very good? Yes. Now I'll tell you which companies the ratios are terrific. Terrific in what sense you will understand in a moment. I'm sure you might have heard about this company Suzlon. Suzlon is into making what? Wind power. So okay. So Suzlon is mainly into manufacturing windmills. And they sell these windmills. Okay. Suzlon share is trading at 4 rupees. If you know, few years ago, Suzlon was said to be like the next multi-bagger. So it would give fantastic returns. ऐसे बोलते थे, सभी लोग बोलते थे. But it faced lots and lots of problems. पूरा case study बन सकता है Suzlon Energy के ऊपर. Basically faced lots and lots of problems. And if you see here, why we should have stayed away from that company, I'll show you the financials quickly. Now check this out. Total non-current, so long-term borrowings is what? Our debt. Mainly we are going to focus on this. Okay, rather than provisions. This is 3,300 rupees of debt. And how much is equity? Shareholders funds, equity, 353. इनकम हो गया, कम हो गया, कम क्यों हो गया? Why you're asking why this is minus 710 or what? Why this is minus? Anyone can tell me why reserves is minus 710? Reserves and surplus minus 710. ये क्यों पागलपन? Loss in profit and loss account. Okay, so now you can imagine something like this. This is a ratio of what? 1:10, na? But we would call it as a 10:1 ratio. Why 10:1? We always say it's a debt to equity ratio. Okay, debt to equity. Debt is how much? 10 and equity is only 1. It's a very risky scenario. Now, if you compare even few years ago, see, your debt to equity was 6. Sorry, it is 3:1. Correct, na? Debt to equity ratio 5 years ago was 3:1. Still, I might have said that it's not so bad. People are okay till debt to equity ratio is 2:1. 2:1 के ऊपर जाने लगा. So I'll tell you the standard thumb rule ratio. The higher, on a higher side, it should be 2:1. मतलब 2 rupees of debt and 1 rupee of equity. इसके ऊपर नहीं जाना चाहिए. So if you are finding any company which is having a higher debt to equity ratio, like this one only, 3:1, can I say this is a word of caution now? ये थोड़ा ज़्यादा हो गया. I should rethink before investing. ये कब की पोजीशन है? 5 years ago. At this time, the share price would have been easily above 200-300 rupees. 5 years ago scenario. But if you had looked at this scene about debt is to equity, you could have easily understood I should have stayed away from this company. Check out second year में तो they have a huge loss only. So debt to equity तो minus में जा रहा है. So makes no sense. Then 4004 is everywhere. It's a mess, complete mess. So debt to equity ratio clearly tells you at least which company you have to stay away from. Have you heard about HCC? HCC इनको तो पता होना ही चाहिए. What is full form of HCC? Hindustan Constructions Company. Okay. Share price 9 rupees. And if you see here, 52-week high also 16 rupees. Again, this company was at a very nice point some years ago. Again, I'm showing you their balance sheet. कितनी वाट लग गई देखो. Total reserve, okay, total shareholders funds is 1,293, and total long-term borrowing still is not that bad, 1,841. Okay, so in fact, maybe मुझे थोड़ा अलग इसका position लग रहा था. HCC I thought it was very bad. It's not so bad actually. If you check this out, 1,841 is what total liability, and how much is total equity? 1,293. So is it actually within the limit of 2:1? I somehow thought that it was bad, so I thought of taking this. पिछले साल it was still not that bad. In fact, this year it has worsened a little bit. है ना? As compared to previous year, it has worsened a little bit. Somehow I thought it was really bad. We'll talk about now. अभी ये तो bad होना ही होना है ऐसे कोई company without any doubt. ऊपर आ सकता है मतलब? आ सकता है. They can reduce the debt. हाँ. Lavasa project is by HCC. Reliance Capital. अरे इससे भी बेकार लेते एक मिनट. Reliance कौन सा होगा बोलो? Reliance Communication. Classic example. बाकी कुछ देखने की जरूरत नहीं debt to equity के लिए. It's the best example that you can see. Price ₹1.75. Even if you check 52 weeks high and low, एक साल पहले हाई कितना था देखो इसका 21 rupees. And this 21 rupees, again I don't remember the exact high price, but I somewhere remember it was easily above 400 rupees few years ago. Easily above 400. अब लोग क्या करते हैं? 400 से 200 हो गया, हाँ हाफ हो गया. We should buy. 200 से 100 हो गया, अरे ये तो 1/4 हो गया. Let us buy again. Okay. So always remember this sentence. Very carefully remember this sentence. Never catch a falling knife. अपने ही हाथ कटने वाले हैं. Never catch a falling knife. Even if you are catching it, then understand the risks first. Then think whether you want to become that daredevil or not. सत्यम में भी बहुत कुछ उल्टा नहीं हुआ है. I'll tell you, Satyam share was at 550 rupees at one point of time. So now you can imagine 550 is like, let us say I'll round it out to 600 rupees. तो 600 का 300 हो गया, लोगों ने इन्वेस्ट किया. 300 का 150 हो गया, लोगों ने इन्वेस्ट किया. 150 का 75 हो गया, लोगों ने इन्वेस्ट किया. See how many funds they are blocking, huh? Okay, then 75 का 37.5 हो गया, लोगों ने इन्वेस्ट किया. उसका फिर 19 हो गया, again people invested. So one person who had started investing at 600, he is already doomed. Huh? then 19 rupees का 10 rupees हो गया. Still if you are investing, and the lowest it saw was 7 rupees. Okay, now if there is some investor, a very lucky investor who invested at 7 directly, then he minted money. Okay, but one who started off at 500 and he's averaging at every single fall, even when it goes half, the lowest it saw was 7. Right now it has got merged as into Tech Mahindra. If you know this, Tech Mahindra company took over Satyam. Still the highest price which Satyam saw was 108 or 110 rupees. जिसने 7 पे इन्वेस्ट किया उसकी तो चांदी हो गई, 7 का 110 हो गया. But then think of that investor, that 500 rupees wala investor, 600 rupees wala, he could have never earned profits out of that. And it's only depression and tension. You can imagine how much tension he might have. And if you are investing beyond your capacity, again, that becomes again worst. Correct? So let me take you back to the financials of RCom. And now I'll tell you what has happened first. Otherwise you'll say, wow, what a nice balance sheet. Now you'll see here. Wait. Long-term borrowings. 25,000 is to 35,000. Good ratio. This is also a good ratio. Yeah, tak bhi okay. But continuously, now you're seeing that here long-term borrowings is 9,000, and here it has directly gone down to 0. Wait. Now you might feel that, wow, Reliance Communication, good bet to invest there. Borrowings has become 0. That is why I have took this case specifically. Anyone knows why their borrowings has gone down to 0? Koi? Partner mila nahi ho. So actually they have filed for bankruptcy. Reliance Communication has already filed for bankruptcy. And their equity holders, basically, they shelled out more money and their loans were actually knocked off. Loans were knocked off is loans were repaid. इस कंपनी का कुछ भी आगे this future ही नहीं है. They have already filed for bankruptcy. Now those who don't know this news, what they will say, oh, borrowing has gone down to 0, fantastic, I should buy this company at 2 rupees, पौने 2 रुपए. इसमें तो आपको मेलेडी चॉकलेट आएगी सिर्फ. Chinese investor मिला है. So there was a new, see, I'll tell you what happens, that this investor is coming in, that investor is coming in. You'll get loads of news in the markets. Then you can also get a news after some time that Chinese investor backs off. ये भी आ सकता है कल जाके न्यूज. Okay, he उसके फंड से ही बेसिकली जो इन्वेस्टर्स, जो मैंने अभी बोला ना, सब इन्वेस्टर्स ओनली पुट इन मनी, उसी से ये लोन मेजरली रिपे हो गया था. बट अगेन you have to cross check that whether this news is really reliable or not. Whether I can, what is the base of this news? Where did it come up? Has it come on WhatsApp? If it has come on WhatsApp, first check on some authentic websites like BSE India, NSE India, then rely on that base. Okay. So what I was telling you was you have to check this debt to equity ratio very carefully. And if you feel that this is a way to higher debt as compared to equity, then you should stay away from such companies. Any other specific company you want to know about? I had just taken out a list. I just मैं उस दिन just ऐसे देख रही थी, तो to give examples in the class. So I didn't check the exact ratios, but I was just trying to think कि कौन सी companies की वाट लग गई in short. So Videocon Industries also, I'm sure everyone knows that something terribly wrong things have happened with Videocon. No, this is again an ulta position. इनका debt बहुत ज़्यादा है नहीं. So mainly there it might be a case of losses then. Just let me check. ये भी bankruptcy पे ही फाइल हो गया है. Ooh, one minute. It's huge losses which are causing the problem. See, profit or loss for the period. It's in December 2014. It was, is it in crores? Yes, in crores. 5 years ago, Videocon, 3 crore profit. Next year, 55 crore loss. 1,300 crore loss, 2,080 crore loss, 5,200 crore loss. Standalone parameter, don't see anything else. Huh? Yes. The shares were being traded. It's not that share trading of these shares had stopped. People are still buying and selling. Even if I were to go back to Reliance Communications for a minute, debt to equity was not that bad. But what would have been the problem? Profits again could have been a big problem for you. We'll just check Reliance Communication again. पहले क्या? There is nothing about first and second. In totality, what we are trying to do is that top eight parameters, I'm going to tell you. You can do a point scoring on this. There is no chronology involved in that. As such, there is no chronology. I'm going to basically discuss in this batch 8 major parameters which you have to check before you buy. If you are getting a good score, let us say 7 out of 8. So thumbs up is one score, thumbs down is 0, something like that. And if on a 8-point system, if you get 8 out of 8 or 7 out of 8, 6 out of 8 also, you may think about buying that company. Okay. So if you go, this is Reliance Industries, Reliance Communication. Penalties, I'll show you, 1 minute. 1 minute. इसके लिए कुछ there might have been, yes. Now I'll tell you, this is also a very classic case, Reliance Communication. Huh? Just pay attention. Reliance Communication में क्या हो रहा है देखो, 154 loss, 379 loss, 1,796. See the jump from 300 loss to direct 1,796 loss. Loads of reasons. Basically, Reliance, it's again a big case study in itself. Reliance Communication had mainly invested in 2G. And they were sticking to the technology of 2G only. Reliance का 3G भी बहुत लेट आया, Reliance Communication का. And जब तक ये 3G introduce कर रहे थे, till that time Reliance Jio had come into picture. Reliance Jio actually killed Reliance Communication. There is a separate case study on this. I see all these, see whatever names I'm talking about today, na, tomorrow we have a holiday, it's a Sunday. So if you find time, just Google the company name or this scam or case or something like that. Reliance Communication, today I talked about. Second I talked about was Videocon. Third one is Suzlon. At least these 3. HCC also I talked about. But at least 3 you try to find out कि exactly क्या हो गया. These 3 in itself are case studies. What exactly went wrong with them? Okay, so just try and Google it out. So now coming back to Reliance Communication case, from 300 loss to 1,796 loss, from 1,796 loss to 9,000 crore loss. So this is like a 10,000 crore loss. And wow, what a recovery! From 10,000 crore loss, they are directly into 2,800 profit. Let us invest into the shares. No, wait. Why there is this profit? We have to understand. Now, if you go to if you check out the revenue from operations, revenue from operation is nothing but sales, main sales. Is the sale going in a very single direction? And what is that single direction? Down. Okay, from 11,925 to 11,180 to 3,537 to 2,231, 1,397. It's a complete slide down. So revenue आया कहाँ से? For this, if you just scroll down a little bit, you'll see this is the item which gave a big boom. Profit or loss after tax and no, wait. This कहाँ पे देखा था मैंने? Exceptional item. Sorry, you can see this exceptional item. I'll tell you quickly what is this exceptional items. I actually have jumped into profit and loss analysis. We are going to write this down afterwards. But first understand, exceptional item is not a good item in the P&L. Means you should not make analysis based on this. Exceptional item मतलब ऐसे कुछ तो हुआ which is something not in the ordinary course of business. So for example, they might have sold one of the towers of Reliance Communications. Telephone towers of Reliance Communication they might have sold. Is it a good sign or bad sign? It's a bad sign, they're selling their towers only now. Okay, and assume that the cost of that tower was, let us say, 1,000. So this is like roughly 9,000 crores, na? Assume that the cost of that tower was 1,000 crore rupees, and they sold it at, let us say, 1,500 crore rupees. So 500 crore का profit आ गया. ऐसे कुछ और बेचा, ऐसे कुछ और बेचा, multiple things. Main fixed assets they are selling off, and whatever is profit on sale of fixed assets, that is coming up as an exceptional item. Is this your ordinary business, or is this something other than your ordinary business? Other than your ordinary business. And if you download their annual report, proper annual report, you'll also exactly come to know what is this exceptional item. In money control, you'll not get the details of what is this exceptional item. But a best example could be sale profit that you have earned from sale of fixed assets, sale of machinery, sale of plant, sale of towers. That's not a good thing. And this year's profit has only increased because of this standalone parameter, nothing else. Is this okay? Yes. So we were actually talking about the debt to equity ratio, but when we discuss P&L, definitely remind me that we should talk about this exceptional items again. Okay. Any other specific industry that you want to talk about? What is that? Fitness? Oh, Talwalkar fitness. For those who don't know, इन दोनों में से better, maybe this one. I've never tracked this company, but ooh, it's got a lower circuit. This is the only gym which is listed on the stock exchange. Solaris, which is very famous in Pune, that is not listed on the exchange. Huh. Lower circuit is like 20, this is almost 15% down, na? So 15% circuits लगते हैं. अच्छा. और टीचर को कैसे एक झटके में पेपर देख के समझ में आता ना कि बच्चे ने पढ़ाई की कि नहीं की है, कुछ वैसा है. Okay, so if you go to financials now, it's not that bad, and it's only, you can see 3 years only because 3 years का ही data available है. दूसरी कंपनी देख रही हूँ क्या मैं? There was one more Talwalkar. Better Value Fitness. 31 rupees. Okay. Check the financials. Not that bad again. Debt to equity is not a problem. It could be profits, but debt to equity is not a problem in this case also. हाँ, वो 31 वाला शेयर आप जो बोल रहे थे उसका है. So it's almost 1:1. It's not that bad. Profits would be terrible maybe. Again, I have not seen this share a lot, but there's a possibility that might be. It's not into minus as such, but it's a bad performance. 42 to 53 to directly 9. Oh my god, we need to analyze what had happened in this year. The 9 to 10 a steady growth, maybe it's getting back on track just by looking at these two parameters, huh? Nothing else. Right, so I hope you have understood debt to equity ratio. See, from debt to equity, somewhere or the other we might go to P&L, but stay focused. Debt to equity ratio, as I mentioned, on a higher side, what it could be? On a high, no, debt to equity maximum कितना okay आपके लिए? 2:1. 2:1 is also still considered okay. No problem at all. If you're going beyond 2:1 to a very large extent, you're going to land up in trouble. In fact, last balance sheet that we can check, and I feel pretty sure that इसका अपने को एक अच्छा example मिल सकता है about debt to equity ratio. Jet Airways. Again, their profits is going to be the major reason for problem. But let's also check the balance sheet. Check this out. My god. Why would I invest in Jet Airways? See, long term debt. See, debt is, first of all, it's continuously on a higher side. It's nowhere on a lower side as compared to their equity. So now see, just for the moment, ignore this reserves and surplus, because this is taking you to your losses. Ignore this for one moment. Okay, what is the total equity on major original equity kitna hai? 113 na. So against owners funds of 113, how much loan they have taken? 6,536. This is nowhere a justifiable ratio. ओनर का खुद का सिर्फ 100 रुपीज एंड लेंडर्स का 6,500 रुपीज. इट्स नॉट अ जस्टिफाइबल रेशियो. एंड ये तो 5 साल पहले की बात है. आज का सिनारियो इज debt is a little bit on the lower side, but maybe they might have maybe sold some assets and tried. है ही नहीं ना. ओके. Okay. One single flight taking off and they are into losses. But if you know this, the one of the good balance sheets, but unfortunately right now between the promoters is a big fight, because we talk about Jet Airways right now. It's Indigo. Indigo is doing very good as far as the profitability is also concerned. We'll check out the profitability. इंडिगो का सेल अच्छा है बोलने से I can say that they have strategized it very nicely. I'll tell you how. So if you check this, for an airline company which requires so much funds, see, buying one aircraft is not a joke. So much funds are required. Still, see, originally their debt to equity ratio was very high. See, the total non-current liability was 7,398, but their owned funds was only 424. I might not have entered at this phase. See, but right from here to here, abhi yahan pe I guess it got listed maybe, or a big round of funding might have come into place. So this is now roughly 3:1. This has immediately come down to 2:1. So this is the phase of jump. So a risky investor would have entered here, but with a high probability of loss. But if you are directly jumping till here, maybe this could be a wait and watch scenario this year. And गो का सिग्नल किधर मिल रहा है? इधर मिल सकता है गो का सिग्नल. Where now they have jumped from 3:1 to 2:1, and I said 2:1 is acceptable, for sure it is. Now from 2:1 they are almost nearing into 1:1. But again, if you check here, this year's again the debt has gone up, but you have to understand why they have taken this debt now, and is this debt backed by profits or not? Could they have introduced fresh airlines, fresh aircrafts, for which they could have taken a debt? Yes, possible. But we need to also check what is their profitability position for this. Generally, airlines are not into good profits, by the way. Yes, absolutely. Ooh. So if you see revenue though is steadily increasing, not a problem in the revenue. Yes. Now we need to check this other expenses mein kya hua hai. Other expenses has terrifically gone up. This was 3,000, 3,000, 4,000, 6,000 and 25,000. So we need to check this. What is this other expenses? There only we can say whether this. So now what I'm trying to tell you, just some people what they will do, this profit was increasing and suddenly it has decreased this year. Something is going wrong with the company. Sell off. Don't do this. Try to understand the reason why they are having a profit or reason why they are having a loss. Okay. So 2 examples for debt equity ratio you can quickly write down, which we said were terrible. Number 1 we had talked about was, the very first one which was terrible was Suzlon का देखा था हमने. Yes, Suzlon. And second example which was again very terrible, that was अभी का Jet Airways. Last company that I'm showing you for debt to equity. Have you heard about JP Infratech? Yes. This was the company which took the project of that Yamuna Express Highway. Yamuna Express Highway. So here also you can see that it's started off on not bad kind of note where I had invested somewhere. By the way, if you know this company had come up with an IPO some 5, 6, 7 years ago, whatever. I had invested in the IPO. Top fundamentals ठीक लग रहे थे. If you can see here, this parameter is also not that bad, na? Correct? बाकी भी fundamentals देखे थे. I thought it was good, but slowly the fundamentals started to deteriorate. And today you can see here, debt is 6:1 के करीब चला गया अभी, which started off as almost 1:1. 3:1 पे it's a big warning. It's a big red signal कि be very sure whether you are really wanting to stay invested or not. You know what was the issue price of JP Infratech? Anyone? It was 96 rupees. I had invested at 96. And when it came down and down and I could see the financials deteriorating year on year, I said, I should, बहुत दर्द होता है when we book loss. And I had booked a loss when the share price had already gone down to 38. So it was a big fall from 96 to 38. But today I feel very happy. Otherwise it would have been 38 to 1.5 rupees. So it would have been like completely gone. At least I stopped my loss at half. So very important lesson here also. You must have some stop loss. In fundamental analysis also. It's not like day intraday कितना movement हो रहा है. Fundamental analysis का intraday movement के साथ कुछ लेना देना नहीं है. But you decide for yourself. Check out our ranking. अरे debt to equity ratio is going bad. What about their profitability? We have to check. How is their profitability position? 5 years analysis. Going up, going down. If you see here their profitability position, that is where I had invested. When they were having good profits. Profits is either minus 242. Minus, this is where I booked loss. I said, this has gone up by a big leap and bound. 4 times loss increased. Then 1,800, still at 1,300 loss. Okay. So very important is your debt to equity ratio. I hope you have understood this. On a higher side, it could be 2:1. Low debt or a debt-free company is also amazing. Debt-free company में तो और क्या चाहिए फिर? It's completely running on own funds. There is no obligation. जितना भी होता है अपना होता है. And there are many debt-free companies also. MRF is a debt-free company. There will be many companies in fact. मतलब जो blue chips आते हैं ना, blue chips majority of them will be like a debt-free company. इच्छा ही नहीं होती है MRF लेने. मैंने भी नहीं लिया है. Daring ही नहीं होती है. Okay. So now I just wanted to tell you, I just happened to make this small working for you as to why we are saying own fund is to loan fund. इसका थोड़ा impact समझ लेते हैं. Why higher debt is risky and how big impact it actually can create on the bottom line is basically profits. Okay, I'll just quickly show this to you. Before this opens, quickly tell me, if I'm raising a loan, I have to pay interest. If I'm raising money through own funds, which is like equity capital, they are not going to demand a fixed return, but definitely are they going to expect some dividend? क्या मैं ऐसे बोल सकती हूँ पैसा डालो पैसा डालो पैसा डालो, बोल रहे डिविडेंड वगैरह ना, वो नहीं मिलेगा. People will not invest in my company. They are expecting some kind of return. Okay, so what I did was I just tried to compare this. Debt to equity. See how capital structure is very important. Why capital structure is so important? Let us say debt is 150, equity is 150. This is a ratio of 1:1. Debt is 200, equity is 100. This is a ratio of 2:1 with a ratio of 1:2 with a ratio of, this is like as good as all debt. So instead of saying debt free, I'm saying equity free. But this will not happen. That is why I've taken 1 rupee of equity. Okay. And this is like a debt free company, almost like a debt free company. I've taken 5 different scenarios and how it impacts. Okay. So today I am also discussing briefly the P&L format. Okay. I'm jumping to the P&L format actually, but I thought of showing this today only because I showed you lots of P&Ls today. Understand, this is sales. Sales figure I've kept constant. You'll say, madam, sales is not increasing at all. Am I taking this as a 5 years data, or am I comparing 5 different companies? 5 different companies, because otherwise money control is there in your mind. You are saying, ma'am, sales is not increasing only. These are 5 different companies, only 1 year data. Okay, so assume that this is 100. COGS is basically your cost of goods sold. Cost of goods sold will mainly include what? Your raw material, your labor. Okay, so for example, to make this specs, this plastic or whatever material is required, glass is required. This is your basic cost of goods sold. Okay, these are generally in the nature of variable costs. Generally, not all, but majority of them will be like variable cost. Okay, variable cost का meaning समझ लो. To make one spectacle, you need 2 glasses, and to make 10 spectacles, you are going to require 20 glasses. There is not going to be any drop in expenditure. So, in simple words, variable cost is something which varies with the number of units. More number of units, more is the cost. Less number of units, lesser is the cost. Okay, that's like a variable cost, and majority of cost of goods sold is like variable cost. So just as an example, he's into construction. You make roads. If you want to make 1 kilometer road, I don't know the quantifications, but to make 1 kilometer of road, tell me just in general, how much kilo, tar kitna lagega? Tar ya fir stones, any quantification? See, or maybe let us say it's a cement road. 2000 brass लगता है for 1 kilometer. Widening के लिए. अच्छा. So we'll just take this. For 1 kilometer, 2000 brass is required. Okay. Then for 10 kilometers, 20,000 brass is required. There is no drop in the cost here. It's a direct proportional. We call that as a variable cost. So what I've done, understand, if 100 rupees is sale, if you can check the formula also, what I've done, इसका सीधा 40%. So if my sale number increases, if I take this to 200, what will happen? This will become 40. If this goes to 300, this will become 120. So basically what I've done is, I've taken this as 40% of sales is my variable cost. Okay. Could these figures be different in different type of organizations? Yes. So for me, I'm teaching. For me, there is no cost of goods sold only. There is no cost of goods sold, right? But for a construction company, there will be a cost of goods sold. For the person making this bench, there will be a cost of goods sold involved. That's a variable cost. GP is your gross profit. Okay. OPEX is your operating expenditure. Operating expenditure, I'm taking it as 10 rupees, 10% operating expenditure. This could be your fixed costs. Like, can I say rent? Rent is a fixed cost. Salary is a fixed cost. Tomorrow, assume that I've taken this on rent, and today there are 100 people sitting in the class. I can say, okay, rent I will pay, but assume in my next batch there are only 2 people. Can I tell my landlord that because there are only 2 people, I'll pay only 2% rent? I can't say that. Rent is fixed. So that is why if you check here, I have not put any formula for this. This I've kept 10 rupees constant. There will be some fixed cost for any business. Okay. So what is my EBITDA? EBITDA is my earnings before interest, tax, depreciation and amortization. Okay, all these are heavy terms. I'm going to discuss all these terms one by one. All terms I'm going to discuss, don't worry at all. So instead of going digging down deep into each and every term right now, if you check this operating profit, that is your earning before interest and tax. Let's try to understand this phrase at least. This is very simple to understand. ये बाकी सब 2 मिनट के लिए भूल जाओ. It's okay. You know what is sales. You know what is sales, and you know what is operating profit, that is EBIT. What is operating profit? Let us break it down. It is earning before interest and tax. So in simple words, by making 100 rupees of sales, how much profit have I earned? 40. But does this 40 include interest? Interest deduct kiya kya abhi? So this includes interest. I have not deducted interest element from that. This is before interest. This is before tax. Now obviously what I'll have to do? Deduct interest and deduct tax. Will that be my final profit? Yes. So in simple words, what has happened? Let us understand. 100 rupees ka sale hua tha. Assume 40 rupees was my material sale. Material cost. And 10 rupees was my depreciation. 10 rupees was my rent. Okay. Depreciation is also a type of expenditure. What is exactly depreciation? That's going to come up in our next lecture. But right now both these are costs. Now tell me, 100 minus 40 minus 10 minus 10. We are coming to an operating profit of how much? 40 rupees. Now from this 40, I'm going to deduct interest. What I get is earning before tax, which is 25. How 25? Simple, na? 40 minus 15, I'm getting 25. Correct? To simplify this, I'll just quickly tell you, 1 minute. See, I'll tell you in a very simple manner. Sales was how much? 100. Okay, let us say my raw material cost. I'll need some raw material cost. That was 40. Let us say my rent was 10. And my depreciation, I'll tell you the meaning in the next class. Depreciation is also an expense. That was 10. So tell me, what is my earning before interest and tax? Everyone? It will be 40. Okay, till here. Yes. But then what do I have to deduct from this? First interest, na? I might have paid some interest also. The interest that I've paid is 15 rupees. So what is left with me? 25. That is my earning before tax. Now what will I deduct? Tax. Tax generally at the rate of 30%. And how much is this? 30%, 8 na roughly. 8 3s are 24. Round off kar rahe apan. And finally we get this earning after tax, which is very popularly known as PAT. PAT is profit after tax. And this is how much? Roughly 17 aa raha hai na, या 16 या 17. 18 आ गया. My math is weak. 17 ही बराबर था ना? Why Excel is doing? Maybe they have Excel has rounded it off. हमने ऊपर कम लिया था ना, so Excel has rounded it off. Point में होगा तो round off हुआ है, nothing else. Okay. अच्छा, this is clear to everyone. Very simple structure of P&L. Shall I repeat one more time? What is sale price? Fatafat. Sales is 100. All these are my costs, running costs. So my basic profit was 40. इसमें से क्या less हो गया? Interest. I'm left with earning before tax, which is 25. From this, tax was deducted, and final profit left with me is 17. Simple, right? Now let us understand why did I take interest 15? Okay, now understand why have I taken interest 15 is the reason of now comes into picture how debt to equity impacts profitability. Okay, understand this. Debt was 150. Assume that I have taken debt at the rate of 10%. Loan का rate कितना है? 10%. So इसका 10% कितना हो गया? 15 ना? इसका 10%? 15. इसका 10%? हाँ? 20. इसका 10%? 10. इसका 10%? 30. It has rounded off. इसका 10% is nothing. So now if you check here, till this point, before earning before interest and tax, everything is same. All 5 company scenario is same. Where has it changed? It has changed at the interest component. Okay. Now because interest is different, my earning before tax has changed. And because my earning before tax has changed, my final profit has also changed. Okay. Let's not discuss these 2 points right now. At least this one. I'll delete it for the time being. We should focus till here only. Okay. अब आप बोलेंगे सबसे अच्छा प्रॉफिट किधर मिल रहा है? देखो, कंपनी 1 2 3 4 5. Which company? Best profit is 28. And which is this company? You are going to get a shock. Debt free company. सबसे ज्यादा. Wait. Right now, if you understand this, one big problem in this entire discussion is that I have not declared any dividend. Correct, na? Where is dividend amount? I have not declared any dividend. So 1 year it is okay. Second year also okay. From third year onwards, shareholders will say, give us some dividend at least. Okay, so that I have kept aside right now. And that is why this company is making good profits. It's at the highest figure right now. Okay, wait. What could be a problem? So this, can I say this is a little bit unfair, because if you are having so much of equity, you are going to spend something giving dividends. So let me just hide this 5th company for a minute and we'll focus these 4. Out of these 4, who is making good amount of profits? 3rd company. What is this company? Still good equity and lower debt. But again, what is the problem? Problem is, I have not considered dividend in this case, na? I have not declared dividend. Okay. Now, if you check, 1 minute. If you were to understand, मुझे return on equity भी बताना पड़ेगा आपको. Okay. 1 minute. That return on equity part is very important actually. We'll discuss this in the next session though. See, problem चालू किधर होता है देखो. Where does the actual problem start? This is also not bad ना. Even if you are having 3:1 debt. 3:1 का किधर गया अपना? 3:1 scenario ही नहीं डाला क्या मैंने? Higher is 2:1. Okay. 2:1 scenario में भी क्या हो रहा है देखो. You are having good profit of 14. Still that's not that bad. 2:1 के लिए. So let us try to get this one more point of 5:1. 500 is debt and 100 is equity. Let's try to get this. And if I say everything else is common, see, the higher debt you are going to go up to, your profits are obviously going to drop down. Why? Which component increased terrifically? Interest component increased terrifically from 10 rupees on a lower end to 50 rupees on a higher end. Okay. So what I feel what I can do is, actually I was going to show it in the next to next lecture. When you would have understood already the concept of depreciation as well as return on equity calculations, तब ये same sheet बहुत ज़्यादा sense बनाएगा. Okay. Somehow I thought that today because we were shuffling from debt to equity to your P&L, I thought ये शायद समझ में आएगा. But आ गया क्या थोड़ा थोड़ा समझ में? थोड़ा थोड़ा आ गया. But still that 100% yes वाला feeling नहीं आया ना अभी. हाँ, I know that. And वो मुझे चेहरे से ही समझ में आता है. आज वो लास्ट वाला पार्ट में मजा नहीं आया यार. वो वाला फीलिंग आ गया है काफी लोगों के चेहरे में. So don't worry, this same example you will be in a position to understand very nicely just in another 2 lectures. You'll understand that this is a classic case of understanding the impact of debt to equity on your profits. Okay, so आज थोड़ा सा आधा अधूरा discussion रह रहा है because some points we have not yet covered. But as and how we go on covering this, you will get a better understanding. Okay, we will return back on this same sheet after 2 days when you have understood a little bit of more concepts. Okay. So today major point was what? Major point of learning today was debt to equity. Very important. In debt to equity we talked about what is debt. Long-term debt is what we are majorly considering. In debt, debenture was one word that we learned today. And in debentures we talked about what is a secured debenture and what is an unsecured debenture. Okay, so these both concepts we discussed, we compared that with equity. Quickly tell me, a very high debt, a very low equity, good scenario or bad scenario? Bad scenario is going to impact your profitability terribly. Reverse position, a very good equity, a very less debt. Still okay, not bad. On a higher side optimum, इससे ऊपर जाना ही नहीं है, कुछ भी हो जाए तो भी. What is that? 2:1. Don't go beyond that. Then it will be risky. So if you are talking about a company with debt to equity up to 2:1, are you going to give that as a 1 score? Out of our 8-point system. So because we are going to do ratio analysis and we are going to give points. Okay, so our 1 point goes for debt to equity ratio. If it is up to 2:1, you score 1 point. If it is beyond 2:1, don't give any scoring. So debt to equity is also very clear. Yes? Any doubt? No? So what we can do is, everyone has written down till date whatever I have dictated, na? Yes? So I'll try to quantify it now because today is the 5th day, na? 5th day of the class. In 5 days, how many concepts we learned? वैसे एक mental satisfaction आना चाहिए. 5 days we learned all these things. 15 concepts. Okay, and discussing in basics of stock market, 15 concepts is like nothing. They'll just run like anything. But fundamental analysis, 15 concepts in 5 days is a good figure. Shall we just quickly check which 15 concepts? One by one, we'll try to jot down which concepts we discussed. ये 15 इनका नंबर है, शायद किसी और का ज़्यादा भी हो सकता है, कम भी हो सकता है. If anyone can just quickly tell me, everyone open your, those everyone has attended almost from day 1. First concept क्या सीखा हमने क्लास में? Okay, yes, we talked about top down and bottom up. Yes, we talked about what is a qualitative analysis and what is a quantitative analysis. Third point we discussed, company analysis. Basically we started with company analysis only, which was our bottoms up approach. Company analysis के अंदर ही अभी अपना सब कुछ discussion चालू हो गया है. Okay, we talked about what is an annual report. So annual report का क्या simple meaning क्या है? Can I say it's a document which contains a lot of data about the company? Yes. Annual report में we talked about many concepts like first of all financial statements, उसी के अंदर stand alone and consolidated financial statements. Then we talked about balance sheet. So ये actually इसी में आ गया balance sheet. I'll just take that as one. So actually financial statements only includes these terms. But we talked about what is balance sheet. We talked about what is a P&L. Cash flow we have not yet discussed. Okay, that is yet to come. Cash flow statement is yet to come. Okay. Then we talked about that is okay. Statement of everything comes up under financial statements only. Then next.
Then we talked about subsidiary, associate, joint.
So then inside this only, inside consolidated only, we talked about various concepts like what is a subsidiary, what is an associate, what is a joint venture. Correct? Then we talked about the entire concept of shareholding pattern. Okay, shareholding pattern के पहले actually एक point किया था, but inside that, so I'll just keep 1 or 2 point. What was that? So in shareholding pattern we talked about a professionally managed business versus a family run business. Inside shareholding pattern actually we talked about many points like mutual funds का concept तो अब समझ में आया ना आपको? That mutual fund can also be an investor. Okay, we talked about insurance company can also be an investor. Correct? So these were the major points which we discussed in there. Regulator concept we discussed. Then yes, we talked about what is a bulk deal. Acha, bulk deal was also a scoring parameter. Yes, but bulk deal हुआ मतलब +1 या -1? Nothing. Nothing. Who is so that was important. Who is on the buyer side or who is on the seller side? If seller, major block deal, major bulk deal, and the promoter itself is on the seller side, bad sign. Okay, so that was an analysis parameter. Okay. Pledge, yes, very important parameter. So bulk deal में भी क्या होता है बता दूँ. See, bulk deal doesn't directly change the fundamentals immediately, but that's a signal. Bulk deal हुआ, promoter is selling, but pledge shares is something which is very risky. Who is pledging shares? If promoter is pledging shares, that's a complete minus point. 0 point. So you'll not rate the company as a nice company if the pledge shares is very high. Where do you see the pledge shares, by the way? किधर देखने को मिलेगा? If you want to check pledge shares है या नहीं है? In Yes Bank. But where do you find that in the money control website? In shareholding pattern. In shareholding pattern, there was this big last 2 columns were pledge shares. Correct? Yes. So after pledge shares we discussed. Yes. Auditor's report, and inside that we talked about many concepts. We talked about we must check the opinion paragraph. We checked that key audit matters is also very important. Okay.
We then discussed about if auditor himself is resigning.
One more important parameter, whether auditor is resigning or not. If auditor himself resigns, bad sign. Okay. Next which we discussed was? Okay, we talked about several balance sheet terms like what? Now we talked about shareholders funds. Inside shareholders funds we talked about 2 major points, share capital and reserves and surplus. Quickly tell me, share capital in standalone, is it a parameter? Standalone, share capital. Standalone parameter है या नहीं है? Share capital is increasing. मतलब I should buy? No, it's not a standalone parameter. But reserves are continuously going down. Bad sign. Reserves and surplus continuously going up. So good sign. So it can be a standalone parameter. Reserves and surplus can be a standalone parameter. Share capital cannot be a standalone parameter. Okay. Next point that we discussed was? reserve and surplus is also known as other equity. Then that was a super important concept that we discussed. In reserves and surplus also we discussed that there are three major points that we have to check. What is inside reserves and surplus? Which 3 points? General reserve, retained earnings, and securities premium. They should be forming the major chunk. Correct?
Here we also learned about two types of formats, Schedule 3 and
So we also talked about two formats of presenting the balance sheet. One was what? But of course, that's just a general knowledge, has not got anything to do with what is fundamental analysis. But we did discuss this Schedule 3 format versus Ind AS format. Okay, which is the current, which is used, Ind AS is used by all listed companies. So we did talk about Schedule 3 versus Ind AS. Then we discussed that very important point, good profit but low cash is dangerous. वो कौन सा एग्जांपल लिया था, यू रिमेंबर ना? वो दैट 100 rupees कैश सेल, 200 rupees क्रेडिट सेल. We had discussed that ना, 100 rupees cash sale, 200 rupees credit sale. So end में क्या हो रहा था? We were having good profit, but we didn't have cash even to pay taxes. So we discussed this scenario. This was a very important one. Next point which we discussed was? Then we talked about equity and liability. Inside that, we direct इसके बाद रेशियो एनालिसिस चालू हो गया था ना अपना शेयर कैपिटल के अंदर. हाँ, रिजर्व एंड सरप्लस we jotted down. Then we also talked about now what is a non-current liability and what is a current liability. Then we discussed what is a non-current asset. But separate terminologies as such. Various terminologies that we learned. Okay, non-current. So of course I agree that both these will be part and parcel of. बहुत ही ऊपर गया वो. So this fifth point that we talked about, but see in the fifth point we just talked about financial statement. दो types के होते हैं, standalone and consolidated. But financial statements में क्या आता है, उसका discussion तब नहीं हुआ था. Okay, so we discussed this content in this part, which is non-current asset and current asset. In current asset we also discussed in depth what is a inventory, then what is trade receivables, cash and cash equivalent concept. Correct? कई सारे concept. I guess we should not write all. Okay, all these points. And then I guess today's discussion. Oh yes, that was a nice concept that we discussed, na? ESOPs. What was ESOP? Employee stock option plans. Correct? And after ESOPs, we discussed ratios में आज मेजर अपना क्या हो गया, डेट में we talked about today debentures, and debentures में we talked about what is a secured debenture, what is an unsecured debenture. And then last point we discussed was the concept of debt to equity ratio. And I said on a higher side, on a good side, it could be nothing more than 2:1. All fall from a non-commerce background, those who are sitting in the class. But still, I feel all these terms have at least become familiar to you now. When you look at a balance sheet, now you will not get scared at least. You will say that, I know this, maybe I'll need some practice. But you will need practice, there's no doubt on that. I can't say that attend this 10 days class and you will be a professional. This is wrong. You will need some practice. You will have to ask some doubts कि ये कैसे होता है, क्या होता है. Okay, so slowly and steadily you will get to know about this analysis very nicely. If you happen that, I mean, this is not for virtual people, but live, if anyone has missed any lecture, just ensure that you have taken down these notes also, because this is going to help you in good analysis. On the last day, ये same points, that 8-pointer table I'm going to give you, which points you have to analyze, and weightage इसको देना ही चाहिए. अच्छा, please understand, are there only 8 points on earth? No, no, there could be many points. I check these 8 points before investing into any company. Okay, shall we stop for the day? Yes. At least, see, I feel that one is doing studies and one is satisfying yourself that yes, I have learned. That mental satisfaction is also very important. Statistics give a good satisfaction. See, when I say that Rohit Sharma played nicely or badly, is very subjective, na? But if I say कि World Cup में he was the one who made highest number of centuries, his strike rate was the highest, he hit the maximum number of fours, just as an example. Okay, then we feel, oh, अच्छा खेला. So the statistics help a lot. So now I'm telling you that in 5 days we learned 20 concepts, 4:1 ratio. So every day we learned new concept. Now we feel that हाँ कुछ सीखा है 5 days में. So always try to satisfy yourself mentally also. Tomorrow is a Sunday, but I've given you one homework. And what is the homework? 3 case studies. Try to Google out. क्या क्या समझ में आपको? Which 3 case studies? So Reliance Communication, then Suzlon, and Jet Airways. Just try to read about it. Even if you don't learn from this course which to buy, you should understand which not to buy. That is more important. See, making low profits is not a big problem. Making huge losses is a problem. वो तो सीखना है अपने को कि ये कंपनी से दूर ही रहना है. Okay? Yes. So we'll stop for the day. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye.